Wilson. So thank you for tuning in. We are going over some helpful tips on how to deal with headaches when and if you're traveling. So a lot of people are looking forward to trips coming up this summer who haven't maybe been able to go on a trip recently with COVID. So we want to help you out with some traveling tips on what you can do to help to prevent or manage headaches that if you get them frequently, to help you be able to travel more pleasantly. So, Dr. Stephen.
Alrighty. So first thing we have up here is staying hydrated, which is really important, especially this time of the year. So the recommendation is to try to get at least half your body weight in ounces of water per day, and that can really help manage headaches or even prevent headaches throughout the day. Whenever you start to get dehydrated, your susceptibility rises with headaches and headache-related symptoms. So really make sure you're getting enough water, especially depending on the type of activity you're doing. If you're sweating more, drink more, but shoot for half your body weight in ounces.
All right, so the second tip we got is your sleep schedule. So if you're traveling, especially to a different time zone, but even if it's not, sleep can just get messed up. One is getting ready for a trip. You know, you're doing all this shopping, doing these errands, and so oftentimes things can catch up with you pretty quickly, and oftentimes sleep is sacrificed. Maybe you have to catch an early flight or just get on the road early. So your sleep schedule can get out of whack. So what I would encourage you is leading up to the trip to make sure you're prioritizing your sleep. If you can't even pack your bag a day or two ahead of time, because there'll always be those things that you forget about, that if you're making late trips to the store and then you're only getting 5 hours of sleep going into a trip, that can very much be an influencing factor triggering a headache.
Stress and exercise would be next. So basically stress will increase headaches and exercise will decrease your headaches. With stress, developing management techniques, whatever works best for you really, whether that be working on breath control and breathing patterns, mindfulness, or even meditation can really help decrease stress levels. Whenever you're really stressed, it will ramp up muscle tension, which causes headache symptoms. So just developing some strategies that work for you can really go a long way. And then exercise, there's a ton of health benefits for exercise, obviously, and one of those is managing headache symptoms and decreasing stress. So they kind of go hand in hand with each other, but decrease that stress, increase that exercise.
All right, next step we got is thinking about when you're traveling, when you're going to your destination, if you're driving, to make sure you get out of the car. So when you're stopping to fill up gas, stopping at a restaurant, just have those pit stops. Make sure you get out of the car and just do some easy stretches. We're going to go over here at the end some easy stretches that you can do, but you got to break up your trip, and any moment that you have an opportunity just to get up and change your position is going to be well worth it.
Last tip is sun exposure. So again, with this time of the year, you really want to be mindful about what time of the day you're going outside and for how long you're outside, and protecting your skin. Those UV rays can really be harmful if you're not careful, and that can create more headache symptoms or even cause headaches if you're not careful. And also that goes hand in hand with the hydration. You're sweating more, you're getting hotter, making sure you're creating that balance with fluids with how much sun exposure you're getting. So just be careful and protect your skin and protect yourself.
All right, guys, I'm going to pull up this chair here for the first exercise. Here we got posture, the rain catchers. Okay, this is one of my favorite postural exercises, and great if you get headaches or when you're traveling. Typically, we start to slouch. The more we're sitting, our head comes forward, our shoulders round. So we want to get out of that position. So the rain catchers, you want to sit up nice and tall. Let me turn this way.
Is this a better angle? I don't know. The light was weird on your face.
Okay, we can try that. You want to sit up nice and tall. Think about elongating through the spine. And so your head will come back over your shoulders if you just think about getting nice and tall. And so we're going to imagine we're trying to catch rain in the palms of your hand. And as you do, we're trying to bring your arms back, keep your elbows by your side. And imagine as you're collecting this rain, you're trying to dump the rain back behind you. So the rain's running off towards your thumb back behind you. So you're coming in front and then coming back, the shoulders should stay low, and then dump the rein back behind you. So I would do that about 10 times. Again, think about getting up nice and tall. You can think about even bringing the head back a little bit as you're doing that, catching that rein, dumping it back behind you. You should feel the muscles in between your shoulder blades. As your shoulder blades come back together, you should feel that activation of that area. So that's exercise number 1.
Alrighty. So the next exercise is pretty simple, and as you see on the board, we're just talking about rotation. And what does that mean? So whenever you're traveling, it's very easy, whether you're driving in the car or even on an airplane, to really get locked into one position of just looking forward, right? And what happens when you do that is muscles tend to tighten up, joints tend to tighten up. We were designed to move, and so any posture that's held for too long can really create that tension in the neck and cause those headaches. So with rotation, you can go from the mid-back thoracic spine area, and you can go from the neck. And whenever I say rotation, you really want to try to go as far as you can to each direction. So with the mid-back and thoracic spine, your neck is a little bit involved there, but you're really wanting to focus pulling and rotating through the shoulders, going as far as you can each direction. And then with the neck, again, you want to go to that very end range both ways, so not just in this little window, but really going as far over as you can in one direction, maybe even giving yourself a little overpressure, and then going back to the other side, a little bit of overpressure. Doesn't take too long to do, maybe 10 in each direction, and go about your time traveling, and then in a couple hours, try it again, but really keeping that mobility and making sure you're not locked into one position for way too long.
All right, guys. All right, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you next time.
Thanks.